Hi, welcome to the training. My name is Singh. This is part 4 of the web cart training. In this training, I'll be showing you how to add and modify your menu. Okay, so for example, this is my landing page here, and let's go into the order section there. Okay, so this is what your customer will see here. They can click on the place, and they'll see these menu items and etc. So if you notice here, my setup here is broken up into quite a few categories here. So I have plates, sandwiches, dessert, drink, and sauce. Okay, so if I click on, for example, if I click on sandwich here, I'll see the sandwiches here. Okay, and it tells me I have 3 items. Place has 7 items, and so forth. So if I order something from the place menu here, let me order 3 items here. You'll see the total up here, the calculation up here. I can minimize that. It'll still tell me that I ordered 3. Okay, and all the selected items, that's the total right there. I can go down to drinks, and you see I can click on these images to enlarge it, and I can order some drinks here. So pick 3 here. Let's minimize that. Okay. Okay, so it's broken into categories. Okay, and what you will notice is, let's go into the sauce here. Okay, so sauce is here. You'll see I have 3 items inside my menu here. Okay, so sauces, you'll see I have the first one is peanut sauce, sweet sour sauce, and the chili pepper sauce. Okay, so I want you to notice something about the naming scheme. Okay, if you notice that each item here ends with the word sauce. Okay. There's a reason for that, and we will cover that in a little bit here. Let's go into the drinks here. You'll see that each of these drink ends with the word drink. Okay, soy coconut drink. We have Coke drink, Nava drink. Okay. So the naming scheme is whatever you name the item, it's going to take the last word and add it to a category. Okay, let's look at plates here. Pork belly plate, spring roll plate, egg roll plate. Okay, so the app automatically knows that the last word belongs to that particular category. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories here. Okay, so let's log inside our admin dashboard so we can actually see our items. Okay, so admin, and I'll type in my username, and I will type in my password. Oh, that's the wrong password. Okay, so the first thing you'll see, if you have seen the other training videos, we're in the admin dashboard. It's going to show you all our pending orders. We have 2 right now. Okay, and then it's going to show up all our completed orders for the last 30 days. Okay, let's go into the menu section here. Okay, so the menu module here, only the admin can access that. So all your employees, when they log in, they won't be able to go into the menus, reports, users, or configuration files. Okay, only you can see this. Or if you like, you can give access to certain employees as well. So let's go into the menu here. Okay, so this is how our menu is built here. Okay, on the left side here, the configuration is, I have the number. So if you scroll all the way down on this list here, it'll tell you I have 20 items on my menu. Okay. Right before the image file here, you can see there's these arrows here. So if I click on these arrows, it will move that item down. Okay. You see how the pork belly plate moved down. If I want to move that on top of the spring roll plate, I can click on the up arrow here, and the pork belly is back on the top. Okay, so how does that affect your menu? Let's go back to the order sheet here. Let's refresh here. let's go back to the menu. Okay, so the pork belly belongs to the category plate. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go into the place. You see how the pork belly appears first inside the category place? Okay, now what if I change that? If I go back to the menu here, and what if I move it down beneath the spring roll plate here? Okay, so I'll click on this down arrow here. The spring roll plate here appears first. Okay, and then the pork belly plate. Let's go back to our menu here. Okay. If I refresh my browser, go back into the plates category, you'll see that now the spring roll plate appears first, and then the pork belly plate. Okay, so that the order on the menu build or menu configuration here, it does matter. Okay, if I move the pork belly back on top of that, it's going to appear before the spring roll plate. Okay, now you have to remember there, to see the image here, let's say I can just click on this image here, icon here, and it'll show me the actual name and then the actual image also. Okay, so let's say we want to edit this here. Okay, the name column here will show the name, and then you'll have the price here. Okay, so there's 3 categories: small, medium, and large. Okay, and the prices are here. Okay, if we want to make a change to any of these prices here, or the name, or the image, we can click on edit here for the action column here. So if I click on edit, you see it's going to bring that pork belly plate over here to this menu here. Now I can actually edit the name, I can change the image, and I can also modify the prices here. Okay. So say for example, let's look at the price here. For small, I'm charging $4. Let's add 25 cents to it. Okay. So small will cost $4.25 now. We can click on update. You see it updates it over here. And if we go back to our menu here, we'll refresh, go back to the plates menu, and our small item now is $4.25. Okay. Let's go back here. If you don't edit anything and bring it over to the change menu side here, you can also add a new item. Okay. But if I choose edit on any one of these existing item here, let's say the spring roll here, if I choose edit, if you pay attention to this screen here over here, you'll see it brings over and it allows you to edit that particular item. We could cancel the edit and it's going to go back to where we can add an item here. Okay, so in this example here, I'm going to add a brand new item. Okay, so what I have done is I have inside my image folder, and I will go over this in a little bit here. Okay, we have a new drink, okay, that we like to add. It is the watermelon drink, okay, to our drink category. Okay, so I already uploaded this. So let me go back in there. I'm gonna copy the name here because we're gonna need that. So let's go here. Let's see if I can edit that. And my menu is up there and is hidden, so I can't move it. Let me make this smaller here to see if I can edit it. Let me move that a little bit over. Okay, I'll move that over here so I can. There we go. Okay, I had to minimize my entire screen here so it'll show up well on the video. So I'm gonna copy this here, this image, the name of the image here. Okay, so this is my watermelon drink image. So I already uploaded this to my account. Okay, so we're gonna minimize that. Okay. So we're gonna add that, and we're gonna add a brand new item. We're gonna say water melon, and let's call it drink. Okay. So if I wanted to appear in my drink category, I must use the word drink at the end. Okay. Now you could build any categories you like. For example, I could build, if without the drink, I could build a new category called melon. Okay. In this example here, we're gonna add it to our drink category. Okay. The image asset file name is the image file that we uploaded. So I'm going to paste that here. You can manually type it in, or you could just copy the name and you can drop the name here. Okay. Now the options are, we have small, medium, or large. Now, if we only serve one size, okay, let's say maybe we consider that size a medium, okay, and we're going to say it's $2.75, okay, then we will only put the price in for one area. Okay, if you only offer for example, if you're selling Coke cans, okay, they're considered small, so we'll just input in the price in the small field only. We'll leave these other one blanks. Okay, but if you sell different sizes, then you can add different prices to it. Okay, we're gonna click save. Okay, now before I click save, I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom of my menu here. Okay, you see that my last item is the chili pepper sauce. Okay, if I click save here, it's going to add that new watermelon drink onto my list here. And if you put if you input the incorrect image name, you won't see the image here. Okay, so if I click on that, it looks good. I can see the name down here. Okay, so now let's go back to our menu ordering site. Let's refresh that. Okay. So we added into the drink category here. Now we have 5 items. If I click on that, you see my watermelon drink is now added, and there's only one size, medium, $2.75. And the customers can click on the plus or minus to purchase, okay, the quantity here. Now, if I wanted this drink to appear first on my category list here, then we would use those arrows to move it upwards. Okay, so here you can see I have sauces and then the drink. So let's move that up. There we go. I'm going to move my watermelon drink up the list here, and we're going to move it above the green tea. So we got coconut tea. We're going to keep on clicking. Okay, so it's right above the green tea now. Okay, so it's going to show up. This is a new product, and that's the very first thing that we want our customers to see when they navigate into the drink category. Okay, we're going to go back to our menu here. Let's refresh. Let's go into the drink category now, and you see the very first item that is listed is the watermelon drink now. Click on that, you see the full image here. Okay, so that's how you will organize your menu list here. Now keep in mind this, on my sample list here, I organize all the plates first. Okay, all the sandwiches, desserts, drinks, and then I have the sauces. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. I like it this way because it kind of, if I go to the sauces, I could kind of see how many sauces are there. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. If you have hundreds of items, okay, and the list is extremely long, all you need to do is put at least one item up here. So say we want only 4 categories. You will put a plate here, you will put a drink here, a dessert here, and maybe a let me go back to my categories here. Dessert, a sauce. Okay, so if you do that, the application is smart enough to figure out that, oh, I'm gonna have a plate category, okay, and it's not gonna add whatever below it to the plate category because the last word doesn't belong in that category. It's going to go down the food list and it's going to pull every plate item and add it to that category here. Okay. So for example, here you see that my plates category shows up first on my list. Okay. It's because that's the very first thing that the application see is the plate category. Now let's say I want sandwiches to appear above plates. Okay, there's 3 items in sandwiches. All I have to do is go onto my menu configuration here. I need just one sandwich item in this first slot here. Okay, and every other sandwiches, wherever they may be, is going to fall under that category. So the application is smart enough to figure that out there. Okay, so let's say here I got my sandwiches here. I got 3 here. I'm gonna move this Asian barbecue chicken here. Okay, and I want my sandwiches category to appear before my plates. Okay? So let's do that there. Let's move the sandwiches, at least one. So let's move this Asian barbecue chicken here. Okay, we're gonna move it up the list here, and we'll organize it that way. I'll keep moving here, and it is at the very tippy top here now. Okay, so the Asian barbecue chicken sandwich appears first. Okay, notice that it doesn't have the other sandwiches below it. It doesn't need it. Okay, the application is smart enough to figure out that, oh, this first category will appear first, and I will find all the other sandwiches and place it under it. Okay, so let's go back to our menu here, refresh, and you'll see now the sandwich category appears first, and the application is smart enough to figure out and add all the other sandwiches under it. Okay, and then the plate appears next. So you go back here, place appears second on the list, so it's going to build a category called place. Okay, and then it's going to find every plate item and add it right under that category, such as this. Okay, so you can play with it, you can organize it, build different categories. I'll give you another example. We have a client that they sell clothing items. Okay, so instead of sandwiches, plates, and desserts, they have shirts, pants here as a different category. Okay, and then they have shoes, socks, kids item, hats, belts, and etc. So they build different categories. Okay, and then if the very first thing that they want to showcase is the shirts, okay, or jackets, or etc. Okay, so you can build different categories. Okay, just make sure the last word is the key. The application is smart enough to find everything under that particular category and add it to it. Okay, so that's how you would add a new item. Okay, so here, if you need to edit something, you can edit something. So that watermelon drink that we just added here. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and I move that watermelon here. Okay, if I don't want that anymore, I can click on the X here. Okay, the X will remove that item off my list, and it won't show on my categories anymore as well. Okay, click OK or cancel. We'll cancel that. We'll keep that. Okay. So let's do another one here. Let's add another item here. So I have already deployed all my images up, and let me see on this list here. Let's see which all of these items are added already. I think there's another test. Oh, this one here. Let me right click on that. I'm gonna rename it. I'm just gonna copy the name so I don't have to manually type it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that. So this is the sausage egg roll plate. Okay, so we're gonna add a new plate item to our list. Okay, so go back to our menu here. You see my plate items here. I have pork belly. I have spring rolls, egg rolls, barbecue quill plates, and you can click on these images, tap on photo to view larger images. Okay, chicken papaya salad and the faux plate. Okay. Now I'm gonna add that new item to it. So let me reload that, and let me go into the menu. Okay, so menu configuration again. Okay, we're gonna add a brand new item, and we're gonna call this the sausage egg roll. Let's see, egg roll plate. Okay, we're gonna add that image name here. Okay, notice that you want to make sure you have the word plate. Okay, if you want to add that to sandwiches, then make sure that last word is sandwiches. Okay, so here I'm gonna put the image name. Okay, if you mistype this, for example, I'm gonna put an X here. Okay, and I'm gonna purposely mistype this image here so you can see it. Okay, and let's say we have a small plate is $4, medium plate is $6, and a large plate is $8. Okay, so there's another tip here for your images. And there's nowhere to put a description, and you really don't want to do that because it's very limited, especially on if your customers are looking or using a phone or a mobile app. It takes up too much space, okay, and there's just simply not enough room. Okay, so if you want to put descriptions, you want to put it inside the image. Okay, I'll show you that in a little bit here. So this is a brand new item. We're going to click save, and I purposely mistyped the name of the image. Okay, and it's going to add it on the bottom of the list. You'll see that it's missing the image here. If I click on that, it won't show it because it can't find that image if you didn't upload the image or you mistyped the name. Okay, you can see my prices here, my item name. Okay, so let's edit that. Let's click on edit, and let's go here. We're gonna take off that X here, update item, and you see now the image appear. Okay, and if we go back to our menu list, refresh. Let's go into the place. We have 8 items now. Okay. And if I scroll to the end here, you see that no items is here. Okay. So if you want to change image, etc., you can do that. Let me show you another sample here. So you see some of my images here. You see, instead of labeling, having a box to put label, I put the label right on my images here. Okay, so my customers can see that, oh, small, you get 1 quail, 2 medium, you get 2, and if you order a large plate, you get 3. Okay, don't put the prices here inside the image because your prices goes on the outside here. Okay, very similarly, if I go to my egg roll plate here, you see if you order a small plate, you get 4 egg rolls. Medium plate, you get 6 egg rolls, and large plate, you get 9 egg rolls, and they have different prices as well. Okay. All right. Now let's go into. Let me close out of the edit here. One last configuration inside the menu configuration. You can also change the tax here as well. Okay. So if you're depending on where you're at, your tax will be different, and you can click update tax here. Okay, so let me go into, I'm gonna close out of this here, and I'm gonna go into my admin dashboard here. So this is where you see all your orders that comes in. Okay, and you're gonna see all the completed orders the last 30 days. Okay, just because let's say you have ordered older than that, it doesn't get deleted. It gets saved inside the application. Okay, you can still go into the report section and see everything. Run your report by dates, and you can get everything out of there. This is just so that you don't have a thousand completed order for the last 3 months or so. Okay, and then you will be scrolling forever. Okay, if you do need to search for something, use the search option here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something here, and this is very important. Okay, inside the pending order here, okay, you'll see this is the normal order here. We'll take a look at this order here. Okay, you'll see that Georgia here. Okay, Georgia has an order here, order number 8. Okay, and her phone number and the date and the amount. What she ordered? She ordered a large full plate, and she ordered 2 of those. Okay, X2, and coconut cookie dessert, large, 4 of those. Okay, sweet sour sauce, large, 1 of those, and she sent as a tip also. Okay, now things that appear in your pending order list is things that are waiting for the customer to paid. Prepared is what you would prepare and you complete it, and then you notify the customer, and then you mark and check off here when they pick up the order or the order is delivered successfully. Okay, and once you do that, this will be sent to the completed list here. Okay, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to pay attention to this here. Okay, so I'm going to look at the full plate here. Okay, the very first item here. Okay, you'll notice that this customer ordered 1 large, and it's $8.50 each. They ordered 2, so it's about $17 here. Okay, you'll notice that there's no alerts. Okay, so we're gonna go into the full plate here. Okay, and this is important because if I go to the menu here, okay, I'm gonna go into the full plate there. Okay, right here, this is my full plate item. What if I edit that and I change one of the price here? Okay, and let's take that $8.50 here. And what if I changed it to $7.50? Okay, and I update that item. Okay, if I go back into my admin dashboard here, let's refresh that there. Okay, you see it gets an alert. Okay, possible order tampering detected. Full plate large submitted $8.50, expected $7.50. Okay, the total also has changed. Taxes has also changed. The total store has also changed. Okay, so anytime that you see this alert here, possible order tampering. Okay, this is a detection, a cheating detection system that the app is built into the application. Okay, so anytime you see this alert, you really want to investigate why. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, there's a little asterisk here as well. Okay, and it kind of turns red on certain occasion here too. Okay, anytime that you see this, the application picked up that something went wrong. This particular ordered this much, but their original price doesn't match what's inside the database system. Okay, either we changed the price and we didn't complete this order, okay, or when they submitted this order, they changed something. They manipulated something in their when the order was being sent over to us, and when we got it, the price doesn't match what our database stored, or pretty much your database stored. Okay, so anytime that you see something like this, you want to investigate it, double check the prices, double check the quantity. Okay, because there are ways for people who are knowledgeable about web design, computer hacking, computer attacks. They can actually manipulate codes that will manipulate their order. So for example, they might manipulate the order where they order 10 full plates at $1 each. Okay, the detection system will try its best to flag that is something went wrong, and it's not 100% sure, but it could be on the customer side, or it could be on our side where one of our employees changed the price while an order was still pending on the pending list, so that we will charge them less. So always pay attention. Anytime you see these flags, you can investigate it. You should investigate it, and if you think that the order is there has been manipulated or tampered with, don't process the order. Okay, cancel the order. Okay, so you see here, there's no alerts. Okay, even if during very busy hours or times in your own shop, even if there's no alerts, you always really want to double check the prices also, okay, in case something was to sneak through the detection system. Okay, so the smart detection system is automatically built into the application. Okay, it will track and it will flag things that it thinks has been manipulated. Okay, if after reviewing the order, it was on the on your side where you changed it, um, the price maybe is for a promotional um, um, price deduction, then you can still process the order. It's really up to you. Okay, most of the time you will cancel the order. Okay, so pay attention to this. This is extremely helpful. It's extremely um, important to investigate. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, and the system will automatically detect what it think went wrong. Okay, so always double check that. Okay, and let's go here. Let me go here. I'm gonna go back to the menu here. Okay, now the next thing is, so how do you upload images up to your account here? Okay, we're gonna go back a step here. We use TeamViewer. Okay, TeamViewer is a free software, okay, for private use. Okay, so we use TeamViewer. We remote into your computer with your permission. Okay, and we drop a file and we set up a deployment package on your computer. It could be right on your desktop, but what you will find in that folder are these particular files here. And in your setup, it may look a little bit different. Okay, so most likely you will see a deploy file. You're going to see a public file. Inside the public file, there will be an images folder. Okay, so open up the images folder. These are all the images of all the items that you have on your account. Okay, so whatever account, whatever image or product that you want to use, you must make sure they are saved inside this image directory here. Okay, or folder here. Okay, so this will be placed onto your desktop. Okay, and you can see my folder name is Mama Lily's Web Cart, the public folder, and the image folder. And all my images here. Do not delete any of these. Okay, you can change them if you like. You can make modifications to any of these. So once you add a new image in here, like for example, I added this watermelon drink image here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my public and my main folder here. Okay, and I'm gonna double click on deploy. Okay, so any new images that you add inside the public folder, the images folder here, you must deploy. It will not show up on your cloud account. Okay, so we use cloud to deploy your application. Okay, so it can be accessed anywhere, pretty much throughout the world. Okay, so anytime you make any changes, you must run this application here. It's the deploy app here. Okay, All you have to do is double click it. Okay, and let me shrink it a little bit so you can see it here. Okay, you don't have to do anything to it. You can minimize it. Don't close it, just minimize it. Okay, and let me open this here. Let me close something here so you can see it's still running on my dashboard here. Okay, it disappeared and it's done. You must run that file. Make sure you run that. It will close by itself. It will exit by itself. But what this does is when you run this, it's going to find your images and it's going to take a snapshot of this and it's going to upload that onto your cloud account, okay, where your ordering site lives. Okay, so if you don't upload it, if you don't run the deploy app here, your images will not be able to, you won't be able to use those images. If you want to create a new menu item, etc., if you delete those images from the, for example, if I went in here, images, and I start deleting images here, okay, and I click on deployed, those images will no longer exist on your cloud account. Okay, they will be missing. Okay, so don't delete anything from that, even if they're old product item. It doesn't really matter. Okay, maybe you're using it somewhere else. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, now this is on a computer system. Okay, so on a regular Windows computer, we would deploy one folder onto your, well, one main folder onto your desktop, and then inside that you will have these files. Don't change any of these files. Okay, inside the image folder you would start creating and saving all your images. Okay, and then let me go back here, and then from there you can click on deploy. Okay, and then you will deploy your files out into the cloud account. Okay, now say if you don't want to have a setup that on your computer, and you wanted us to set that up on your phone instead of your computer, so that you can take pictures with your phone, make edit photos. Let me go back in here, edit photos and etc. And then you wanted to just upload it from your phone to your cloud account. Okay, and then from there you can start adding new items using those images. Okay, we can set that up on your phone as well, especially on the Android format. Okay, so let us know how that will work. And once again, we use TeamViewer, okay, to remote into your computer. Okay, and that would be it for this training. So in this training, I cover how to edit your menu list, okay, how to make changes, and how to add new items to your list. Okay, so if you got lost about the organization and the category build of the items that you have in your web cart, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We'll be more than happy to walk you through it again. Okay. And that, thank you for attending the training, and I hope you learned something new today, and I'll catch you in the next one.